Hey, this is the first chapter of Diana Walstad's book, Ecology of the Planted Aquarium. This is a series where I go over every single chapter in the book and just give you a brief overview of what's going on in the chapter. So chapter 1 is an introductory chapter that has a brief description of every other chapter in the book. One of the most interesting parts of chapter 1 is how it talks about older aquarium books and establishing a balanced aquarium. Remember that this book was written in 1999. It's been updated a little bit since then, but any book written before 1999 is a pretty old book. This chapter talks about how a balanced aquarium is an environment where the plants and fish balance each other's needs. Back in the day, there were very few people keeping fish tanks for the plants and aquascaping. Keeping fish tanks back then seemed like it was just for the fish. But today, thanks to guys like Mr. Amano, there seems to be a balance between people that want a fish tank for the fish and people that want a fish tank for the plants or to make an aquascape. Speaking of Mr. Amano, the book actually talks about him. If you don't know who that is, he's kind of the founder of aquascaping. He's the primary person that turned an aquarium into a piece of art. Very similar to how bonsai is an art form for outdoor plants. Diana Walstad talks about how those methods can be good, but the cost of making those types of tanks mean they have a high amount of maintenance. They require things like CO2 injection, fertilizer dosing, and a lot of high-tech equipment. This can make keeping a tank like that very labor-intensive and can make it really expensive. So she talks about how this book focuses on bringing back the balanced aquarium and how low-tech tanks can be better than high-tech tanks. And that's mostly because low-tech tanks are just easier to maintain and cheaper in the long run. The reason being that substrate provides the plants with CO2, while the plants act as a better water purifier than most mechanical filters. She goes on to talk about how plants benefit an aquarium in 3 different ways. 1, by protecting the fish from ammonia, 2, by protecting fish by removing metals in the water, and 3, by controlling algae growth. And how the plants do all those things is discussed later in the book. She also talks about how she'll cover some sections like promoting plant growth in an aquarium, and I think that's going to be one of the most important sections we cover in later chapters. So yeah, that's pretty much all of chapter 1. Like I said, it's a introductory chapter, just overviewing every single chapter in the book. If you want to understand how these processes work, then you'll have to just read the book and get it, or you can follow along with me as I go along through it. I'm excited to show the rest of the book to you guys. I think the Walstad method has become really popular in recent years, but there's been a lot of misconceptions about what the Walstad method is. So thanks for watching, keep scaping, we'll see you later.